Do give us a sense of what exactly these celebrations are all about and what is currently taking place.
Well, Pearl, is there a day that you ever want to be on Vilakazi Street? This is certainly the day. It's a hive of activity throughout the entire street. It's a festival that has been put together, a carnival that has been put together. So young and old, members and supporters of the ANC and those who dearly love Mam Winnie have come out in their numbers. It's quite a colourful event as well, because considering that those who have been invited have been told to wear their traditional clothes and so forth to celebrate Heritage Day. As you know, that the country was celebrating Heritage Day yesterday, and that celebration still continues, and it's a hive of activity throughout Vilakazi Street. Right now, I'm joined by the president of the ANC Women's League, Mam Winnie. First of all, let me get your birthday wishes to Mam Winnie Mandela.
My birthday wish for Mam Winnie is that she must continue loving people, and that she must grow older, and she must try and ensure that the ANC is intact and united, because she has played a very important role in the ANC during the banning of the organizations and after the unbanning of the organizations. And as the Women's League, we have come to say to her, thank you very much for giving leadership to the country, for giving leadership to women, and for loving women, youth, and the children.
Well, one thing certainly over the past 2 weeks, there have been various events celebrating her upcoming birthday, which is tomorrow, is that people have been looking at how beautiful she is. At the age of 80, she looks very, very beautiful.
Mama has always looked beautiful. If you look at her photos at a young age, you can't expect that you will see an otherwise person. She has always maintained her beauty. And what is good about her beauty, for those who do not know her, she is beautiful inside and outside. The way she approaches people, she does not undermine people. The way she sometimes listens when you think she's not going to listen. She's a human being like all of us, but she has been outstanding in performing her duties, more particularly as a woman. She is a leader in her own right. She would have said, I don't need to be in the Women's League. I don't need to be a leader of the Women's League because I'm a leader on my own right. But she has always been on the side of women and the downtrodden.
Let's speak about her leadership actually within the ANC Women's League. You were Deputy SG as well as SG during a time. What can you tell us in terms of a style of leadership within the party? Some of those meetings that we were not privy to. What type of a leader is she when it comes to that space where the media is not invited to?
What I learned in her space, no gossip. When people were employed by the Women's League, I would tell them that please don't gossip to Mama, because she will call the person you are talking about and ask you to repeat what you said. Secondly, commitment that is unquestionable, and she would be part of the activities of the ANC Women's League. Where you think the president must not be, we must only prepare, and she must come as the president to get the glory or to speak. No, she was not that leadership. She would be in the trenches with us. She would dirty her hands, but also she would even respond to those that are not members of the ANC Women's League. And then thirdly, when there was a coup in Bophuthatswana, someone informed her about the coup. We were all in the National Executive Committee of the ANC Women's League. And then she came to say, girls, we have to adjourn for now, go and help our people in Bophuthatswana so that they are not killed. they are protected. And then we called the meeting off, and we all went there. And her bravery assisted all of us to go there, because some of us were afraid, saying that we can't go there. But she was very brave, and she was very clear of that women, children there must not be abused. But also the process of starting with the negotiations, taking over government was well organized, and we were amongst the first leaders to arrive in Bophuthatswana.
And she's always been a critical voice, even within the ANC and the ANC Women's League, till to date. Like the other day, especially outside the house here, she had a press briefing where she said that, listen, it's time for a new, fresh layer of leadership within the ANC. Is that the type of leader that you see within Mam Winnie Madikizela Mandela, when you say that she should still be providing leadership within the party?
Much as we are calling for young leadership to join the ranks of the ANC and lead the ANC, we still need a guidance from the veterans and the stalwarts, the tried and tested leaders of the African National Congress. And therefore, as the Women's League, we have led by example. We are joined by thousands and thousands of young women, because we know that an organization without young people is an organization that is preparing for its death. So we are all clear in the African National Congress that we have to bring in young people, and also ensure that they have an understanding of where we are as a country, and then they must have an understanding that they are going to be leading this country going forward, and that fourthly, they are going to lead all as South Africans. They must not segregate people, because for now, unity in the movement, in the alliance is very important.
Would this include young people in the NEC? Will this include young people in the ANC's top 6 as well?
I think young people can be in all the structures of the ANC. There isn't a problem with that, but we must ensure that when we elect those young people, they are visionaries. They bring back the old culture of secretaries of the ANC that were always with the people, that always listened to the people, that will always instill proper norms and values of the ANC in the membership of the ANC.
Let's just quickly go back in 1997, perhaps, in the Mahigang conference, when Mam Winnie was touted to be the deputy president of the ANC, and she was going against then Jacob Zuma to become the deputy president. And eventually she decided not to stand for that position, that nomination. And fast forward to 2016, 2017, perhaps, we find a situation where some are saying that you have somebody like Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, perhaps, who might stand to become the president of the ANC. Is that something as the ANC Women's League that you guys are looking forward to?
Firstly, let me start by saying that women leaders in the ANC have always been very strong. You look at Charlotte Maxeke and the things she did, recruiting Reverend Mahabane, who was president of the ANC 2 times. And Charlotte Maxeke herself could have been the president of the ANC. Mam Lilian Goy, Aida Mtwana, all our leaders that are women, the past leaders, could have been the president of the ANC. But in this country, patriarchy is very strong. And that is why maybe at some stage we thought that we were not ready. And I think also at the time, when the name of Comrade Winnie was suggested. We were not ready, and we have learned our lessons that there isn't a time when South Africans will say we are ready to be led by women. Women in South Africa have power. They have been led by powerful women, and that in itself says we can have a woman president. Yes, we do have women in the ANC National Executive Committee who have served in various positions and proved to be leaders themselves, and therefore we are not playing a game or whatever. What we are saying to South Africans is that here are women, they are ready, and they have the capacity to unite our people. They are decisive, and they are going to work hard to change the quality of lives of our people. And women are very focused, and we've seen them doing work wherever they are deployed. And therefore, women are ready to lead the country.
Is one of that women Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma?
I've said there are many women in the ANC that have led with a passion, that are powerful, that are strong. And therefore, as the Women's League, are going to listen to the branches, going to listen to ordinary people, and then we're going to call all those that are suggested on the ground, talk to them and tell them that we don't want our vote to be divided, and therefore we need to be focused. And we don't have only one position in the top 6. We've said that we want to move, also have 3 positions there. So it doesn't mean that if you are not the president, you can't be in another position.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, there you have it, the president of the ANC Women's League. First of all, starting off with messages of support and congratulations to Mam Winnie Mandela, who turns 80 years tomorrow. And of course, festivities will be continuing on the birthday itself. There will be a gala dinner that will be hosted late in the evening tomorrow evening, and the SABC will be there. And quite critical, what the president of the ANC Women's League spoke of is that the leadership that is still needed from the likes of Mam Winnie Mandela. And it was just earlier this week, actually right here at this house next to me, where she gave a snap press briefing when she showed Rio Ferdinand around the house, which has now been turned into a museum. And she said that it's time that the ANC introspect, and it's time that the ANC gets what she calls a new, fresh layer of leadership. And as the president of the ANC Women's League has indicated, there are many leaders within the ANC who she believes will be able to lead the party, and one of those leaders, of course, as some have touted, is Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. Well, it's back to you guys for now.